This is not your average educational video on cannabis. No, we're not going to tell you to not do it, nor are we going to tell you that you're going to look like this kind of person if you do. The fact is, people who use cannabis aren't just sleazy or shady people. They can easily be people right next to you. In fact, the Canadian Centre of Drugs and Addiction reported that 1 in 5 people between the ages of 15 to 19 used cannabis in 2019. The fact that cannabis will inevitably be integrated into our society means it's important for you to be informed about cannabis in order to make decisions on your life with cannabis usage. Before we get into any of the actual research surrounding cannabis, a very quick proviso. The state of research surrounding cannabis and our understanding of it as a society is very much uncertain. While there is a lot of research that is out there, much of it can be inconsistent. The fact is, places like the US, where there are various legal barriers surrounding research on cannabis, makes it very difficult to proceed in our understanding of it. And while that is being reduced down as we progress now, the fact is there's still a lot of conflicting studies on the effects of cannabis out there. We're telling you this because what we're going to present to you is not necessarily fact. It is an observation through research that we have collected from various sources. And therefore, we're going to leave the source in the bottom right corner of your screen so you can go ahead and look at it yourself and make your own conclusions from it. We also highly encourage you to do your own research on this topic because there's a lot of stuff out there and it's best for you to be informed to make your own choices. To understand cannabis, we can probably start here. Cannabis plant comes in really 2 main types, cannabis sativa and cannabis indica. They both have different requirements for growth, but both also have approximately 60 or so psychoactive cannabinoid compounds. The main 2 that you probably have heard of are cannabidiol, or CBD, and delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, or delta-9 THC, or also THC. These 2 we will talk about very, very shortly. Generally speaking, indica plants have a higher concentration of cannabidiol, and sativa plants have a higher concentration of THC. This becomes important when deciding what kind of cannabis strain you want to use and for what purpose.
These 2 compounds affect our bodies by influencing our endocannabinoid system. And so the endocannabinoid system is an important system in the body that consists of natural signaling molecules called endocannabinoids, as well as the receptors they bind to. And there are 2 main types of receptors, CB1, which is found in mainly the brain and the nervous system, as well as CB2, which is found mainly in immune tissues like the white blood cells and the spleen. So when endocannabinoids bind to these receptors, they produce a variety of bodily effects, influencing things like mood, learning, memory, appetite, and inflammation, among other things. And cannabis works because the 2 main compounds present in cannabis, THC and CBD, they bind to the same receptors as our endocannabinoids do. But the one difference is that when you consume cannabis, the amount of THC and CBD that you intake actually greatly exceeds the amount that our body is used to because it's mainly used to a small number of endocannabinoids. And so this produces a range of strong behavioral and physiological effects, which leads to the feeling of being high. But oftentimes, knowing the science around cannabis isn't enough. Often we need to hear about personal subjective experiences as well. So that's why we've recorded these conversations, which will hopefully help you learn more about cannabis, its potential effects, and the laws surrounding it in Canada.
Hey man, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much.
Just chilling?
Yeah.
What are you getting up to this weekend?
Oh, I was thinking of going to a party with some friends, probably drink some alcohol, maybe smoke some weed.
Sweet. Like, are you guys, do you just, like, most weekends? Like, I know...
Yeah, I mean, I like having fun with my friends, but I only smoke weed occasionally. It does make me feel a little bit spacey and forgetful when I do it often, so I like in the immediate time after, so I try not to.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like, are you cool with it, or, like, does it make you a little nervous?
I mean, just, like, really in the immediate time after, I feel a little weird, feel a little forgetful, a little off.
Yeah. Yo, like, that actually makes sense. Like, I was in class the other day, and they were talking about this, and they said, like, pretty much, like, right when you're, like, immediately stoned, like, you have, like, your recall is going to be worse. Like, you're not going to be able to remember things, like, from before, and, like, you're going to have a lot of trouble, like, actually, like, holding on to the memories that you have during like that time. So like, you know, when you're stoned, like when something happens, you're not going to remember it after, or it's going to be kind of distorted and your memory is going to be a little messed up. But like, you know, like honestly, other than that, like I wouldn't be too concerned. Like, you know, if you're using it like safe and recreationally, like it's not going to be the end of the world. Like, if you want, like if you're having fun with it, like that's like, you know, I just wanted you to know like that's what's going on.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Thanks.
No problem, man. Like I hope you have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Like, are we talking here?
Like once or twice a day. Like I don't want to say anything, but it might be high right now.
Shit. Like when? Like yo, when did that start?
2 or 3 years ago, you said we last talked. I think like must have been right then. Like it's been a little bit now, man.
Jeez, how you been feeling? Like, you know, that's a lot to kind of go through.
To be honest, like I do say I like love the stuff, but honestly, recently it's been kind of weird, man.
Or in what way?
Like in school, like I was not odd. Like I won't like remember the things I used to remember. Like it's getting pretty concerning, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, you want to talk about it or like?
Yeah, totally. Like, do you have any like? I know you study something like supplement stuff. Like, do you have any insight?
Yeah. So, like, from what it sounds like, you know, when we're young, you know, cannabis can actually affect our brain. So it can actually shrink and affect the part of our brain that actually holds memory. So, like, frequent cannabis use at a young age can actually hurt our neurological development of memory as we age, which is like so crazy to think about. It's like that would explain, like, you know, how you're having trouble like remembering things from a while ago, and you know, you might also be realizing that, like, you know, your memory's kind of spacey and it feels like you're kind of putting a puzzle back together when you're trying to remember. That's like, yeah, man, like that's unfortunate that you're going through those things, but you know, if you want to keep doing that, like, it's totally your choice. But like, you know, if you stop it, like, hopefully, like, you know, the brain's going to keep progressing from here in a positive way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I heard people say like bits and pieces here, but I never really like paid attention to the lectures. I mean, thanks for telling me now, I guess, man.
No problem, dude. Like, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm all ears, and I'm going to be, you know, as impartial as possible, and just try to help you out and present you with both sides of the argument, or of the debate, I guess.
Okay, well, thanks, man. I'll catch you later, eh?
Perfect. Super off.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Not too bad. Just getting ready for a nice fun weekend. I got my prom coming up, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to be going up to a lake after, and we're going to buy some weed, me and some of the guys, and we're going to have a fun time.
Oh, yeah? How old are you?
17.
17?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you can't really purchase cannabis until the age of 19 years old. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. That's crazy.
Whoa, how much cannabis you got there?
70 grams.
Well, actually, you're only allowed to have a maximum of 30 grams of dried cannabis on you in public at any time. Hey, what you got there?
Oh, I just got, you know, my three cannabis plants, my babies.
Oh, that's awesome. You thinking about getting one more?
Yeah, you know, I was actually going to get like 4 or 5 more. Why?
Because you can actually only have 4 cannabis plants per resident, and that's it.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, guess I'm only getting 1 more then.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. Just rubbing some ointment on my ankle.
Oh, what happened?
I twisted really hard falling for you.
Oh, what are you doing to fix it?
I'm rubbing some THC oil on, actually.
Well, do you know how much THC is in there?
Like 500 milligrams. Why?
Okay, that's good, because you know, extracts and topicals can't have more than 1,000 milligrams of THC per package.
No way. Well, I better get 2 of these then, so I'm good.
Awesome. Hey, no cannabis in the workplace. Hey man, are you baked?
Baked as these goldfish.
How many edibles did you have?
I don't know, just a couple. They're pretty big.
Oh, well, you know, edibles can only have up to 10 milligrams of THC per package. Here are some places where you can't smoke or vape cannabis. Not in a hotel, not at a school, or a place where children gather. Not in a motel, not in a publicly owned sports field, not including golf courses. Not in enclosed public places or enclosed workplaces. Not in hospitals, hospices, or other care facilities. Not in a vehicle or a boat that will be driven. We've learned a lot today, but now I'm here to talk to you about medical cannabis. Medical cannabis is subject to different rules than recreational cannabis, and it's regulated exclusively by the federal government. The only way to purchase medical cannabis is from a federally licensed producer online, by a written order, or over the phone.
We hope you find this video informative and helpful to you as you begin to make decisions about cannabis usage. We want to remind you again that the research that we have presented to you is not fact, it is not certainty, and we do not want to sway your opinion in any way whatsoever. We hope that you consider the research that exists, your own life factors, your culture, and various other things when you make this final decision. Ultimately, we hope you enjoy the video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also leave a rating down below. We will see you next time. Take care.